Oh hell, this drunk bat here. They gotta walk this heifer out in handcuffs. They ain't got this drunk bat yet. Ma'am, breathe in this walkie-talkie. I smell clear and dark on her breath. They ought to walk this old bat out. Term limits. We need handcuffs. We need audits, investigations. People slammed against the wall, on the floor, walked out. Raids. Go to the household. Go to the secret other department, the other primary residence. Because that's all y'all marked down, this mortgage fraud and just a bunch of frauds and scandals. Go through the cabinet file, walk this heifer out. Ain't no way she just said this as well. Check this out.
Do you have confidence that this is actually a real negotiation that is going to happen at the White House later today?
Oh, I have no idea. Going into it, let's review what the president has said. What we're talking about is meeting the health care needs of the American people, little babies, moms with breast cancer, dads with a stroke, and all of that. The president has said, I hear what they're saying. It's all unserious and ridiculous. In fact, I've listened to their shit, and I tell them to go f themselves. So that's I can't believe I use that word. My kids will be shocked. My grandchildren will be further shocked.
Man, if she don't,
the president of the United States.
Boy, they some good ass actors, boy. Y'all see this? Family, y'all see this? This is some good acting. I tell you, she ought to be ashamed of herself, really. They ought to put this heifer in handcuffs right now. She ought to be ashamed of herself. This is one of them bats I want held accountable, man. I really do.
States. And so I think the leverage springs not from any shared values with him, if that's what he thinks healthcare is about, and yourself, but that it is something that they're hearing from constituents.
And then repeats it.
They do not want to see the healthcare costs go up if the Affordable Care Act subsidies are not extended.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
You know what? Let's have a good one on today's show. Let's start. We're gonna start off how we typed it in. Nancy Pelosi. Then you just go to X and type it in. And I want to just show y'all what come up. Nancy Pelosi. I'm just show y'all what come up. We're just gonna go down a little rabbit hole real quick, family. Cause this heifer is trending again, Miss Nancy Pelosi. How is she still walking free? What?
For members of Congress is even a thing is because of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is rightfully criticized because she makes, I think, $174,000 a year, yet she has a net worth of approximately $413 million. In 2024, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio, this was a fascinating statistic to me, grew 70% in 1 year in 2024, and her portfolio outperformed every single large hedge fund in that same year, and even more than doubled the returns of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So I think the president stands with the American people on this. He doesn't want to see people like Nancy Pelosi enriching themselves off of public service and ripping off their constituents in the process.
Enriching themselves, huh? Inside and inside, huh? I tell you what this say. Term limits now. That's what that says right there. But remember when Nancy Pelosi was the one demanding that illegal immigrants not be allowed to get government health care benefits? That was awesome. That was awesome.
Stronger.
2007.
The undocumented are not allowed to receive benefits from this initiative. It was clear in the first bill. It's even clearer in the second bill. So the cap on who can receive it, stronger language as to undocumented, no illegal aliens, to use your term, I prefer undocumented, are able to get benefits.
You see how we expose these lying, scamming, fraud, criminal crook, hypocrite Democrats. This hellfire ought to be walked out in handcuffs. You know, because then you go over, you know, and the government we'll just type in shutdown. Shutdown. We'll just type in shutdown. Just look this up real quick, you know. And as you can see, people are pissed off, and people are making TikTok videos ripping the Democrat Party over the Chuck Schumer shutdown. The truth is winning, you know. But people are saying all kind of things, you know. But this is what Trump said earlier.
Because, I don't know, we'll probably have a shutdown because we could come up and through this whole thing, you know, because, I don't know, we'll probably have a shutdown because one of the things they want to do is they want to give incredible Medicare, the Cadillac Medicare to illegal immigrants. And what that does is it keeps them coming into our country, and like they do in California. And no country can afford that. No country. And we have the border stopped up. We have it closed. We have nobody for 4 months. Zero people came in. That wasn't me. That's by the authorities who happen to be liberally oriented. But just think of that. We have people offering health care to people all over the world that they can't afford to pay. And that's the Democrats. And what that does is it brings people into the country because they want to come in for the health care. But no country can afford it. And they can't afford it. So we cannot allow them to charge tremendous amounts of money for health care for people that aren't even citizens. And in many cases, they come in from prisons, jails, and mental institutions. And we can't let that happen. So we could come.
Yeah. You know, but hey.
The undocumented are not allowed to receive benefits from this initiative. It was clear in the first bill. It's even clearer in the second bill. There's a cap on who can receive it.
Well, somebody come on up in here and slap me upside the head. Am I hearing this correctly? Somebody come on in here, grab you something, grab you a stick, grab you one of them little things, and come on up in here and hit Rick upside the head. I must be losing my mind. You know. Maybe the snake did sneeze. Have you heard a snake sneeze before? Like a snake just... and just sneeze all over the floor. Have you ever heard a snake sneeze? Hey, I mean, you just can't make this up. What is this? Nancy Pelosi changed her story and is saying that she begged Trump for the National Guard on January 6th. She admitted many times it was her fault, and she turned Trump's help away like 3 times. She thinks people are dumb. Yeah, man, I tell you. There ought to be handcuffs. There ought to be handcuffs. Another presidential mugshot, if you ask me. But let's go back to another flashback. I want to play this one too. In 2005. Let's check this out. Democrats support enforcing current laws against those who come here illegally. Let's go and play this out loud for everybody.
Broken borders. That's an oxymoron. Something we can't tolerate. Borders of their nature, our definition as a nation, and our protection as a country. Broken borders, they don't exist. We can't tolerate them. So let's say from the start that we all in this body, and I know I can speak very firmly for the Democrats, support strong border control. And it must be part, and the first part, of any comprehensive immigration reform. It is our obligation as elected officials to keep the American people safe, and our borders are our first line of defense, one of our early lines.
And she was even drunk back in 2005, admitting, actual common sense. I see her she still got that little alcohol stutter. She still got that alcohol on her breath. That little stutter you get back there and to get to that esophagus and you can't speak well. Yeah, she still got it. Even in 2005, that heifer just couldn't put the drink down. But look at her in 2005, sounding like these Republicans sounding like MAGA, sounding like conservatives, sounding like the president, the 47th president, the 45th and 47th president of the United States. Almost said 46. Hell, the man won 3. We know what took place. You know, y'all mailed it in, had everybody in there, huh? Had my grandma in there. She was, rest in peace to grandma. I don't know how she got on the ballot. How did grandma get on the ballot? She been dead about 10 years. The man won 3 elections. They said, all hell, Rick done started it again. Rick, please don't start this on the show tonight. Please, Rick, sir. I don't want to hear that Trump won 3 elections. But look, we expose these hypocrite frauds.
Of defense to do that. Democrats support also enforcing laws, current laws, against those who came here illegally and those who hire illegal immigrants. Yet the Bush administration has refused to do just this. Imagine that for all of this talk about illegal immigration to the United States and going after those workers who are working here illegally, and we should, but we also must have employer sanctions. Where are these people working? Why are we not enforcing the law against employers who hire illegal, undocumented people here? The Bush administration has prosecuted only 3 employer sanctioned cases in the last fiscal year. Only 3 cases. When are we going to take this issue seriously? Mr. Speaker, we all know what we must do. Democrats have long called for strong border security, effective law enforcement, and for comprehensive immigration reform. In all that we must do as elected officials, we have the responsibility to make the American people safer and to make America stronger.
Yeah. You just can't make that up. You just can't, you know.
America, this is your host, Kyle Becker. Well, Speaker Nancy Pelosi was at it once again. She was in rare form on Monday, blasting Republicans with several F-bombs, swearing like a drunken sailor, and I don't know if she yachts, but, you know, at least part of that is completely accurate. Now, Nancy Pelosi, she's a dinosaur who's just lingering around in the U.S. Congress forever, and I really wonder if it's time for her to retire, because I think between the alcohol syndrome that she's experiencing,
syndrome,
and just old age, she really talks a lot of gibberish and a lot of trash. She seems about as crotchety as Joe Biden did before he was booted by the Democratic Party last campaign season. And Nancy Pelosi, she drops a lot of F-bombs, and I'm going to bring you the censored video of this because really it's quite a spectacle to behold. So before we get into this story, for comments.
Serious and ridiculous. In fact, I've listened to their shit, and I tell them to go f themselves. So that's the. I can't believe I use that word. My kids will be shocked. My grandchildren will be further shocked. I'm just quoting the President of the United States. And so I think the leverage springs not from any shared values with him, if that's what he thinks healthcare is about. And yourself.
Nancy Pelosi. Well, her grandkids probably are shocked at more than your coarse language, because White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt exposed you as being absolutely corrupt. There's really no amassed on a $175,000 salary roughly as a Congress member, and stating criticism of Pelosi right here.
To put a ban on stock trading for members of Congress is even a thing is because of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is rightfully criticized because she makes, I think, $174,000 a year.
We showed this at the beginning of the show, you know.
Yet she has a net worth of approximately $413 million. A statistic to me grew 70% in 1 year in 2024, and her portfolio outperformed every single large hedge fund in that same year. And the president stands with the American people on this. He doesn't want to see people like Nancy Pelosi enriching themselves off of public service and ripping off their constituents in the process.
So, Nancy Pelosi, nobody is buying your crocodile tears over healthcare for illegal aliens. We all know this is a ploy to justify your election racketeering scheme to try to get tens of millions of illegal aliens into this country on the taxpayer dime, doing all this cloward pivot nonsense, trying to collapse the economy. We are $37.5 trillion in debt. Wrap your head around this. Go look at your sons and daughters, grandsons, granddaughters in the eye and explain why we cannot have a balanced budget and why we can have just terrible inflation, their dollar deteriorating because we cannot get our spending under control. So no, Nancy Pelosi, you cannot have another $1.5 trillion for DEI programs in Somalia. You cannot have it for Sesame Street in Iraq. You cannot have it for free healthcare for illegal aliens, aka foreigners who should not be here and should be in their home country because they didn't follow the legal process for immigrating into this country. Something that Democrats were on board with a long time ago. Let's take a quick look down memory lane at Hillary Clinton back when she didn't look like the personification of evil and when she appeared to not have prominent Democrats in the panel. All of them spoke out.
I think I played this earlier. Where that clip at? Is he gonna play it? I thought he was gonna play the clip. What happened to Hillary? I played it earlier though.
Presidency opened up the floodgates and tried to make it look like he was deporting aliens there for a while. But in principle, the Democrats, they passed these laws. Trump is enforcing them, and because they're gonna bankrupt us. And it seems like that's what the Democratic Party wants until proven otherwise. So weigh in with your comments below. What do you?
I tell you, man, what that clip at though of Hillary? It comes right up, Hillary. Yeah, how this heifer still not free too? There's another heifer that ought to be walked out. Look at this one right here.
As to illegal aliens, we agree with you that we do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
Yeah. She actually said that. Yeah. That's Hillary Clinton. You know? And I love how this is posted and went viral underneath Elon Musk tweet with the libs of TikTok. And look over almost 20 million hits on this. Look. And they're posting all kind of clips of Hillary Clinton of these hypocrite frauds, you know. But now we're the bad guys. We're the fascists. We're the Nazis. We're the racists. Democracy's under attack now. But this is what y'all sounded like back in the day. Sounded like you had some sense. Hey, what y'all think, man? All we can do is expose it. Y'all leave a beautiful comment down below. I love y'all. God bless you all and your family. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.